Okay, this is the new SiTech Rotator control. You can also have a focuser in another window, and this is outside of SiTech EXE now. Trying to get it out of SiTech EXE to clean that up. This is a configuration screen. We have 3 screens on it. So back to the configuration. We have the limit set up for -10 and 370, which will give us a little overlap area. This is my dream camera. I don't have it yet, but one of these days I'll get a 16803. It'll have about 50 arc minutes field of view with the 12.5 plane wave CDK that I use. This is a guide camera, field of view. You can set it up even if you don't have a guide camera. Then it's kind of easy to see which way the rotator is pointed. You'll see that later. Guide camera radius, this is how far from the center of the main camera. Guide camera angle, star magnitude limit. I have pretty much all of the UCAC3 stars by making it magnitude 15. Track parallactic angle, so that if you have this checked, and I'll demonstrate this a little later, all of your images will have north up, even if you have an alt or alt-as telescope. Track whenever scope tracks, we'll see that. Auto rewind means that if you hit one of these limits as you're tracking, it will make a very, very nice image if you're making an exposure of star circles, and we'll come back around to the same place. Galaxy limit, I like to have lots of galaxies, so I have it set up for very faint. Field of view extra space, so you can have the field of view be bigger than your camera. This button will remember where your home position is if you have a home switch. So if you click here, it'll run the rotator around until it sees a change in the switch, and then come back and creep into it and very accurately remember where that is. So if you go back to the rotator control, then you can initialize on that position by clicking on this. Okay, so a few things here. We have a sky angle of 280 degrees right now. I'm going to move the rotator to 10 degrees right here. Right now the rotator angle is 252. It's going to move quite a bit, so here we go. I'm going to move the microphone over so you can hear the motor turning. Okay, so now you see that the motor turns when you make a movement. Okay, so now we're going to move the rotator. I'm going to put in 180 degrees here. Move rotator to sky angle. You can also sync on that same sky angle or sync to the rotator. Right now, okay, so then you can also sync rotator to a Saitek camera solved angle. It says here, I haven't solved an image using Saitek yet. But if I had, it would take the angle information and initialize the rotator. That would be using Dave Rowe's plate solve 2 or 3. You can sync rotator angle to 0 or to the parallactic angle. Here's the scope right ascension, declination. You can jog, like there's a 1 degree jog left or clockwise. This is counterclockwise, or you can just move it slow here. Okay, so you see it's tracking with scope. So I'm going to move the Saitek window in the field of view, and I can stop it. You can see it says not tracking. Now it says tracking. Okay, that's that one little feature. Okay, so now we're going to start doing some of the graphic. You can see we have lots of galaxies in this field of view. I picked a galaxy cluster. And we're going to do, it looks like there's more galaxies left and right or east and west than north and south. So I'm going to move the set point so we can get a few more of those galaxies in. And then I'll click on rotate to blue angle. And you can see the rotator moved right there. Now let's do something different. Let's try to find a brighter guide star. So if I hold the mouse over there, that says 9.7. That's pretty bright. Let's find another one. Oh, what's this one? 8.8. That's even brighter. So now let's do a rotate to blue angle. Okay, so You notice that we went kind of in this area where this counterclockwise limit is displayed and the clockwise limit. So that's probably a rotator angle of pretty close to 0. You can see it right there. So you can see if I move here, it'll go there no problem. If I go a little farther, it's going to have to go all the way around so it doesn't break your USB or power cable for your camera. I think that that would be a very nice feature. Don't you think so, Richard Berry? Do you remember the trouble we had earlier? Okay, so now let's go, we'll demonstrate it again. It'll go over that far, but if I go farther, it's going to have to go all the way around. Okay, so now look at this. There's a really bright star right there. That's magnitude 8.4. Here's one of 8.4. There's two of them there. So, but it's not in the field of view. So I'm going to just right-click about the same amount over here and do a go to. There, now that's right in the field of view of the rotator, or the guide camera. So now you can guide on that star. So that was like, so we did two things by using this. We positioned it for a nice photograph with the corners picking up a lot of galaxies. I guess that would be called composing the image. Or you can do a finding a guide star, which is real nice. So you can do those two things. And then, of course, we have the limits here. We have the parallactic angle. And now we're going to show you the north up feature. So track parallactic angle, keep north up. If I click this, then you'll see it's having to move all the way around, but it's going to make north be up in all of your images, even if you have an alt-alt or an alt-as telescope. Okay, so now what we're going to do here, we're going to go zoom out. This is a sky view of Saitek EXE. And let's, well, first of all, we're going to go right over here near the meridian. So you'll see that the parallactic angle is really close to 0, and the rotator angle is really close to 0. It's keeping it. If you see, that's 11 minutes, and that's 11 minutes, so it's keeping it north because I have this turned on. Now, if I move way over here, let's find the galaxy over there. Now, look at that. As the telescope moved, it positioned the rotator relative to the sky, not the telescope. And look, we got a nice big galaxy right here. Let's click on that sucker. Go to, and let's see what that is. Whoops. If I put it, it's a, wow, it's not even a NGC object, but it's a pretty large. It fills up the whole view. It must be a local group dwarf galaxy. So those are some of the features I wanted to show you, and I think that we're done with this demonstration video. Thanks for watching.